Hey, it's Ian with Ohio Power Tool, and today we brought in Morgan, product manager with Milwaukee, and we brought you in specifically to kind of talk about the new pipeline equipment.
Yep, thanks for having me, Ian. We're here to talk a little bit about Milwaukee's latest launch within sewer maintenance, which is our M18 modular pipeline inspection system and our M12 pipeline locator.
Now, on Monday we had done a quick video, kind of just quick overview of everything, brought in a lot of great questions, one specifically for emergency plumbing. He really gave us some hard-hitting questions that we kind of want to dive into, get some of those questions answered today.
Absolutely.
Now, kind of starting off, we want to talk about the camera head.
Right.
You know, how durable is it? Does it have a sapphire lens? You know, scratch-resistant lens? You know, can you talk about what went into the camera head?
So with our camera head, it's going to be a stainless steel housing to really help protect against that side impact. Our lens specifically is a sapphire lens that is scratch resistant. We use a polymer jacket over our LED lights, and then to give it an extra layer of protection, we do have a sheath that goes over our camera heads that will add additional protection for that side impact that can be installed when you get that camera.
That's awesome, yeah. Now, one of the things that I really liked was everybody's used to having a sonde built into the camera head so that they can locate, but the thing I thought was really cool was the built-in transmitter to the hub there. Now, a lot of the questions that I get are, you know, how deep am I going to be able to locate? Do we have any idea at the moment?
So it's going to be like most camera systems out there. It really is dependent on the material that you're locating through. Our locator is designed to locate up to 20 feet underground. Again, a lot of dependent on what type of dirt and clay that they're coming across, if there's any energized field around it. But yeah, to your point, we will have that transmitter built in, and the goal here was to make it easier to find that sonde. So time and time again, we hear about inspections being done that are over 100 feet. The technician maybe doesn't know exactly what direction it's going. So the transmitter is going to provide almost like a breadcrumb trail so that once they've fed it out, they can now walk that line because they have that energized cable. And then once they reach the distance based on how many feet they've pushed into the pipe, they can switch over to the 512 hertz and be able to locate that camera sonde.
Awesome. Now, another question that we get all the time, especially when it comes to the sonde, is my transmitter putting out a signal? You know, how do you activate the transmitter? Essentially, I mean, you kind of went through on the full line tracing, but let's say I just want to pick up the sonde. You know, is it on at all times, or is there anything specific that I have to do to turn the sonde on?
Great question. So the sonde and the transmitter will not be on at all times, both from our M18 wireless monitor as well as the pipeline inspection app. You will be able to control both the frequency that you use and turn it on and off. What we've seen with a lot of the competitive camera sets in the market today is if you turn on that sonde, it will degrade your image. You'll get a lot of wavy lines. With ours, it is an insulated sonde, so you're not going to have to worry about that image degrading. You won't get those wavy lines. But simply, you just turn on the monitor or go through the app, and there's a button that you would just tap. It turns on your sonde. And then on both the app and the M18 wireless monitor, we have a taskbar along the top, and that is where you see the status of what's going on. So it's going to tell you your Wi-Fi strength, it's going to tell you how much battery life you have left in your M18 wireless monitor, as well as your control hub, and then it's also going to tell you that you have your sonde or your transmitter on, and it's going to tell you what frequency you're actually using in that moment.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, we appreciate all the information. Now, the big question everybody has is, what kind of warranty are we talking about?
Yep, so each tool will hold a 5-year warranty. Our M12 pipeline locator, our M18 wireless monitor, the M18 500 gigabyte control hub, and the housing of both reels. The camera head will come with a 1-year warranty, and then the push cable will not have a warranty because that is a wearable component.
Yeah, and that's common. Most manufacturers aren't covering the cable because, you know, it's built to last, but I've seen what guys can do with them if they're not careful. So another big thing is, can the push cables be retermed?
Yes, you will be able to re-terminate both our 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter push cables. We'll have our factory service center network, as well as our e-service network that you can leverage. With e-service, you have the prepaid shipping label that you can send into our 2 hubs. And then we're also setting up our authorized service networks to be able to make those re-terminations as well. Once the cables are re-terminated down to a certain point, we know people want to just replace the cable without getting a new reel, and they'll be able to purchase a full new reel, both in the 200-foot length as well as the 120-foot length for those respective cable diameters.
Awesome. Yeah, and we'll make sure that Ohio Power Tool is one of those authorized service centers to be able to take care of them here.
Great.
So a lot of issues that we have too is guys trying to self-diagnose and figure out, I don't have an image. Is it an issue with my camera head? Is it the push cable? Is there a way that we can check?
Yeah, absolutely, Ian. So on the back of the control hub, there's going to be a little door that you're going to take off 4 Phillips screws, and you'll have access to what we're calling our camera test port. The camera test port is going to allow you to disconnect your camera from your push spring and thread it onto the camera test port. If you have a live image, your camera head is still working. If you don't have a live image, then your camera head's broken. And that'll make it a little bit easier to diagnose if it's your push cable or something inside the reel, or if it's your camera head, to get that returned as quickly as possible.
So that's pretty cool about the self-diagnosis, that option that you have there. Now, tell me about the tablet connection.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned in the upfront, our M18 500 gigabyte control hub is going to wirelessly broadcast live video and images directly to both our M18 wireless monitor and to a mobile device using Android or iOS. The way this is going to work is we have a Wi-Fi module built inside of our control hub. With our app, you're going to have the same functionality that you have on our M18 wireless monitor through the app. So that means take pictures and videos. That means access any of your stored recordings that you've already put on your M18 500 gigabyte control hub. And that also means that you're going to be able to trim your video directly from that mobile device, specifically so that you can easily share that, whether it's through AirDrop or email or digital Dropbox. You're not having to always deal with these really large, cumbersome files. So any feature that you'd want, SOND, line trace, zooming, any of those features are also going to be through the pipeline inspection app that is complimentary as part of the system through iOS and Android.
And that is awesome. A lot of easy use getting it to the customer. That's perfect. Well, thank you, Morgan, for stopping by, bringing this. It was awesome to be able to check everything out. Be sure to place your orders at Ohio Power Tool. Thank you for watching.